We're going to call it Stew Fest 2014, obviously combining Stew Contest and Fall Festival. And it just has worked out. I mean, Fall Festival stayed for reasons in the same time they were years before in September, because of contracts they had with other businesses and vendors and timing. You get people on your calendar and that's when they're planning on coming. So they were able to make some adjustments and make some changes, because they too, just like we did, really wanted this to be a great weekend in Hopkins County and have it back together. So their board has been working with me and my board to make it be this great event that it used to be years ago. So we'll still have the Stew Contest over at Buford Park as we've done in the past. My understanding with Fall Festivals, they'll actually have their kids zone will be in the horse pavilion up on the hill by the football stadium, which is wonderful because it makes an easy transition as you leave the Stew Contest and you're going to make your way over to the Fall Festival grounds. The kids can stop in, and the petting zoo and the bounce houses and all that, they can do that there in the pavilion. And they're going to have the duck race, I believe, right after the Stew Contest. So maybe we can all waddle over to the duck race once we announce the winners for Stew. And they'll do the duck race, and the carnival will be set up, which will actually start the Wednesday prior to the Stew Contest. So it'll be set up that whole week. And it's just going to be a great weekend. I mean, they'll have their arts and crafts vendors, their commercial vendors. They've seemed to have gotten a lot of interest. We are not going to have vendors at the Stew Contest this year. That was part of our deal with the Fall Festival, that if they would move and be the same time frame, that we would just let them take those vendors and have them over on their grounds, so that hopefully we'll just have a nice transition from Stew over through all the many activities that happen in Fall Festival. And we're going to run the trolleys as we've done in years past. We'll run them starting probably about 8:30 in the morning, 8:30, 9, and we'll run them till 2. And they'll run from the skate park down around by the railroad tracks. They'll run there. They'll stop at Kids Kingdom to drop off at the Stew grounds. They'll run up on the back side of the high school, or I guess really the front side of the high school where the main office is, so they can either walk up the sidewalk to the Civic Center or walk in. We're hoping through the school to get to the arts and crafts section. And then we'll also have one that's kind of looping through the football stadium parking lot to help people just make that walk over if they want to. So once again, we're just going to try to make it as easy and fun and great a weekend as we possibly can.
Understand on Monday some big excitement to kind of kick things off a little early.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to do a ribbon cutting with the Fall Festival Board and the Chamber of Commerce Board, and we'll do that ribbon cutting, and it will go in between the Stew grounds and kind of where the horse pavilion is in that section. So just to kind of give people a visual that these two are being reunited, we're bringing them back together to make a great Stew Fest for 2014.
From 5 o'clock on Monday.
5 o'clock on Monday, yes. So anybody that wants to come out, come join us for ribbon cutting. It'll be a fun time.
I guess the letters have gone out and everybody's finding out. And
well, the letters are going out. I got them sitting in my conference room right now, so they should hit the mailboxes on Monday with all the Stew sponsors and Stew cooks and all that stuff with deadlines and all that good stuff. I believe, just so you guys know, I believe the deadline to get your old Stew site is September the 19th. So that'll be the last day that they can claim their old Stew site. And then on the 22nd of September will be the day for new cooks to come in and pick their site, or for people who want to change Stew sites for them to come and do that. So yeah, it's getting here before we know it.
When is Stew Saturday?
Stew is always the fourth Saturday in October. So this year it'll be Saturday, October 25th.
Okay.
It'll be the same schedule as we've had before. We'll start serving stew around 10:30, 10:45 in the morning, and make the announcement. We try to make the announcement of the winners around 12:30. It's what we shoot for. I can't always promise, but that's what we're shooting for. It's just going to be a great time. Fall Festival is going to be going on, so there's going to be tons and tons of stuff to do. Great stew. I've already had people come in to want to get their stew side. I had 3 people come in yesterday to want to be stew sponsors, so the excitement's building already. We're going to do something different this year that we've not done before. At the Stew Contest, the Chamber has always sold drinks. And we're going to actually open that up to a group or organization that might want to sell the drinks this year. It's just a lot of work for us, and we wanted to find a way to give back to the community. And so if an organization is interested in doing that, there's certain requirements that they'll have to meet, be able to man 3 trailers and lots of things. But if they're interested, they need to call me and let me know here at the Chamber, and then we will do a blind draw at our board meeting to determine who that is. So that's the only fair way we could figure out to do it. But it's a great fundraising opportunity for a group or organization. So if they're interested, they can just call me and I'll just put their name on the list. We'll cut them into little pieces of paper and put them in my little stew pot I have up there, and then we'll draw out for who that's going to be. And the only thing is they won't be able to do it the next year. So in other words, they wouldn't be qualified to do it the year after, because we want to be fair to switch it up for people to have that opportunity.
Now, will Fall Festival, will it begin the Saturday before and then roll into the stew as kind of a final event?
Yes. So Fall Festival will have their parade on the 18th, as they always do, that Saturday prior to. And then I believe, like I said, the carnival will start on Wednesday. So I think that's really kind of the first day of Fall Festival. And then Thursday night, everybody will get set up for arts and crafts and all that good stuff. And then Friday, the kids are out of school. That we moved their Fall Festival holiday, obviously got moved to October, so that'll be October 24th with all the commercial vendors and food vendors and all that stuff set up, and then Saturday as well. And I believe they may even have some activities on Sunday, but don't hold me to that. We'll have to talk to Melanie about that. So.
All right, but most of the people that I hear, you know, when they realize this is happening, they're glad. They're glad these two events are back together again.
Well, we are very happy that they're back together. You know, we had to move stew. You know, used to when we started 45 years ago, it wasn't hot in September. You know, I mean, it was in the fall, so it was cooler. People wanted to eat stew, and I think I've said this before, but when we moved it to cooler weather 2 years ago, mainly because people were passing out, they were getting heat exhaustion. The ambulance came and took my assistant to the hospital that day because she had heat exhaustion because it was so hot. People were telling me they weren't going to cook stew anymore because it was too hot. They didn't want to stand over an open fire. And so it was just kind of a logistical reason that we had to move it to October. And so we're so thankful that the Fall Festival was willing to consider it, and that now they've been able to make this move. And I just think it's always been such a great weekend in Hopkins County, and I think this year is just going to be even bigger and better.
You just want to wear a hoodie.
I do. I want to wear a hoodie. I don't want to wear my red rain boots, though.
Yeah, no more of that.
No more of that. So hopefully we'll be back in hoodie weather, and it'll be a great day to come out and eat stew, bring your family, wander around the stew grounds, the Fall Festival grounds, and just have a great day. Fall Festival's got some great music lined up. They're going to have a concert on Friday night and Saturday night, so the 24th and 25th. And I could tell you the names, but I'm going to get them wrong. But really good talent that's going to be here. So just make plans to be in town the fourth weekend of October, because there'll be lots to do.
And same on Friday night, where you can just wander through the sites and be a lot of friendly people to
Absolutely.
talk to.
You know, if you've not ever been out on the stew grounds on Friday night, I encourage you to come out. You'll get to see everybody in town. It's such a fun night to get reacquainted. I know of 2 different organizations that are having their high school class reunions that weekend. And so, you know, you can come out and people are cooking food like crazy. They're not cooking stew on Friday night. They're cooking burgers or beans or fish, or just all sorts of stuff. And then you can go over and hear the concert and just enjoy a great night out at the grounds.